On March 4th, David Zoffer's Differential and Jeremy Udden's Plainville played together. First, we hear David's Safety Prayer, written after 9/11 and just as meaningful today. The two leaders talk about what their music shares, despite differing styles. We hear Jeremy on the iwi and watch the band's intermix players.
It's definitely about people praying and not being sure if anyone's listening. And also people praying for things that maybe you can't really get. You're praying for safety, you're praying for everything's going to be alright for everybody you love, but you don't really know if it's going to work out. Definitely a questioning about faith more than it is a sort of celebration of confident faith. Project is definitely more crazy syncopations and what Jeremy calls expensive chords. Lots of big, scary, rich jazz chords and a lot of counterpoint in my stuff and interweaving vocal lines. Just a lot. It's pretty dense. But we both, I think, like melody a lot. A lot of our tunes have lots of time spent on the melody.
Absolutely.
Very dramatic. I would say epic. We're both into the epic.
Yeah, probably fans of power ballads.
Yes. And we both are really into jazz musicians playing rock and pop music-y things.
Plainville is influenced by a lot of vocal music, country music, folk music. I'm a lifelong, I was in love with the Beatles before I knew who Paul Desmond was, so that, Paul McCartney is still huge for me, and then everybody that's influenced by that band, so a lot of Plainville is sort of, in a way, sometimes like me being the vocalist, only there's no words in that band, so I'm finding ways to play melodies with my saxophone that hopefully hold the interest that a vocalist would hold. Electronic wind instrument. So it's essentially like an electronic saxophone, but I'm triggering a little box that makes analog sounds much like a Prophet synthesizer from back in the 70s. So. Sonically, there's a lot of different kinds of sounds in each band, you know what I mean? but I feel like the intent behind it is so similar. It's really coming from, you know, we're jazz musicians that love all music. You know, we think of jazz as a process, and we, you know, taking those pop forms and some of those, and you know, by pop we almost mean anything but jazz, maybe.
Right.
You know,
Right.
And sort of bringing it in. So it was fascinating for me to like take part in that, and then get back in the shoes of my band and really actually just see how similar they are.